Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me. It's in the description below, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Reach out to me directly, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today we are discussing the modestly named Breitling Avenger Seawolf with Cobra Yellow Dial. A timepiece 45 millimeters in stainless steel. It's 18.5 millimeters thick and from lug to lug 55.2 millimeters across the wrist with a 22 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Needless to say, this is a big watch that's designed to jump off the wrist, and not just any wrist, as I recommend a wrist size of at least 17 centimeters circumference to wear this one with a decent sense of proportion. And I should also say, my wrist at 16 centimeters is oval in profile, and this is just a bit too much for me. As impressively built as it is, it deserves a wrist to match. There's your cuff shot. It's not fitting underneath any sleeve, down the barrel, over the top. It doesn't matter the angle. It's a big watch. 17 centimeters circumference or up. So if you're a big boy, this is your watch. And it's beautifully made. The strap is thickly bolstered with a lot of internal stuffing to add volume. You can see it's also nicely made, as there is a textile weave on the top, and then a contrasting stitch, calfskin on the underside. Note the contrasting stitch is a handsome white on black, and it includes a robust full deployant clasp, polished internally. You can see externally, it's both polished and satinated. It has a trigger release system, so this large and valuable watch is going to stay fixed, and the clasp is going to stay closed when it's on your wrist. The timepiece is massively built, and you can see, in good taste, Breitling has utilized satin finish on the immense carapace of this timekeeper. It also has a surprising subtlety to its shape. As you can see, the compound curve of the flank, it doesn't just sweep out, it actually slopes inward a little bit, and you could miss that if you were just viewing it from head-on. There's also a little bit of an inward tilt to the lugs themselves, and you can see the underside of the lugs, a fascinating arcing sculpting. It's not level, it actually bends inward from both sides, so there's a little bit of a ducktail tip to those lugs. The crown guard structure is immense, and as you can see, the crown features 3 layers of knurling. It's all in high polish, giving way to a bezel that is a combination of polished outboard and satin finished on its top. The chimney, the inner ring that separates the sapphire from the bezel for durability, that is in polish, and then the rider tabs, a signature of Breitling watches since the early 80s, those are in high polish. They allow you to more easily grip the bezel. The bezel is of captive construction, which means these screws on the outside are what fix the bezel to the case. And this is a very durable system, so if you knock it against a hard surface, the bezel can't come off. You have to dismantle it and pull out the screws, whereas on a Rolex or an Omega, you can easily snap the bezel off if you hit it at the right angle. It is a 120-click unidirectional rotating dive bezel. Let's hear the detent. It is very sharp, refined and precise, and as you can see, the bezel pearl is enormous. Line it up with the blackened minute hand, and now you have an impromptu 0 to 60 minute count-up timer. As you can see outboard, there is a 24-hour scale on the Rehot, which slopes down, so if you can keep your AM PM in mind, you can read it as such. Otherwise, the standard 12 hours of the day will be read on blackened indices with white centers that contrast beautifully against that dial base. You can see these are wonderful 3-dimensional indices that make for ultimate contrast. This is one of those at-a-glance watches. As a timekeeper, it excels. 3,000 meters water resistant, and yes, I'm aware that's not exactly 10,000 feet, but you're going to have to press the I believe button, because we're in Switzerland. There's a helium escape valve on the flank, which I find more elegantly integrated than the warthog-like appurtenance of the Omega Seamasters. So you are ready to go if you engage in saturation diving. The case back, you can see it is a massive watch, the Avenger Seawolf, and it won't let you forget it. It is a chronometer powered by Breitling caliber 17, which is an ETA 28242, 5-position adjusted in COSC chronometer specification, bidirectional automatic winding with stop seconds and a quick set date. It beats away at 28,800 vibrations per hour and features 25 pivot jewels. It is a tank-tough and very, very accurate movement, perfect for a rough and tumble diver. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details. And we're back with the Avenger Seawolf. You can see the size of that bezel pearl.